Hey y'all, Nico here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I'm Nico. Today's video is a short self-care practice. So this is great if you just need a moment of peace and calm to yourself. I'm going to be doing a couple poses that open up the heart chakra, of course, to cultivate that self-love, activate and stimulate that heart chakra. And then a couple poses that open up the hips, just in case we're storing anything in the hips, like any emotions we need to release. So you can come to a seated or a kneeling position. If you want to come to a kneeling position, that's fine too. And we're just going to place one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly and begin with a little bit of breath. So rest one hand on the heart, rest one hand on the belly. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall and close your eyes down. And we'll take a couple deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then come back to your natural breath. Release any control over the breath. And now will be a good time to set a self-care or a self-love affirmation. And that may be as simple as, I will be intentional about loving myself. It may start with I am, I will, I choose. Whatever you feel like you need. Breathing that in. And exhaling anything negative. On your next inhale, you can release your hands, just resting them on your knees. We're just going to do a couple neck rolls. You can keep your eyes closed or you can open them. We're just rotating our head to the right. Inhaling back and exhaling forward. Moving with our breath, just trying to loosen up this neck space a little bit. And start to rotate your head to the other side. Inhale back, exhale forward. Let's do one more roll to the left. Bring your head back to neutral. Take your hands, plant them down a couple inches away from your hips, and we're just going to roll the shoulders back and open the chest. Your fingertips can face forward or backward, just depending on what's comfortable for you. Roll your shoulders back, open the chest, lift the sternum, lift the chin, open the heart. Inhale. Exhale, come back to a neutral spine and crawl up to your hands and knees in a table position. And then bring your big toes together and your knees out wide as we float our hips back towards our heels for a child's pose. Let your heart melt down towards your mat. If you want, you could come up on your fingertips and maybe add a little movement side to side. Or just melting straight down. Inhale. Exhale. Let's roll ourselves up back to a table position and work into some cat-cow. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Rotate the eyes of the elbows forward. Take an inhale, flip the tailbone upward, lift the chin. Drop the belly down, arch the spine. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, bring the chin down to the chest. Couple more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring your spine back to a neutral position. We'll tuck our toes under, start to lift our hips up and back, coming to down dog. Pressing the chest towards the thighs. If you're not comfortable in down dog, just rest down on your knees and extend your arms out for puppy pose, which looks like this. You can modify using that. And if you're down on your knees, just add a little side to side movement. But if you're up in full down dog, we're gonna add a couple of rolls. So all I want you to do is round your spine forward till you come into a plank. Bend your knees, send the hips back and away until you get back into your original position. We'll do that a couple more times. Round forward, inhale. Exhale back. One more time, inhale. Exhale back. Good. Coming back to down dog. Bring your gaze up in between your hands and walk your feet up behind your hands. And then heel toe them a little bit wider than hips width apart. We're gonna start to drop our hips down as we come to Malasana squat. So bring your hands to heart center. We wanna keep our feet flat on the ground. You may be up high or you may be down low. Let your toes face forward as much as they can. They may turn out a little bit, that's okay. And keep your chest nice and lifted and the spine long in your Malasana squat. If you want to add a bounce or some movement, you can. A couple more breaths. Again, we're opening up these hips just in case there's any emotions we need to release. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, lift the hips, heel toe the feet back underneath the hips, and step back to a plank. And from here, drop down to your knees, keeping your knees close together this time. We're gonna float the hips back towards the heels and wrap our arms around the legs for another variation of child's pose. And just let your body relax over your knees here. If this is a lot, feel free to keep the hips lifted, that's okay. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down on either side of you and make your way back up to a table position with the knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna float our body forward a little bit. Knees are lowered down to the ground already. We're gonna lower chest and chin down, keeping the hips lifted. Leading with the heart. And then we're gonna pull up and through to either a cobra, keeping the belly down on the ground and the elbows tucked in tight, or pressing into the hands, straightening the elbows, coming to up dog. Pull the chest up and through, maybe lifting your knees off the ground, really opening the heart. Keep those shoulders engaged, not sinking down into the shoulders, or lifting up out of them. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back down to your belly. Slide your right knee up until it's perpendicular with your hip. And then we're going to thread this left arm underneath the right one until the left hand comes on the outside of the right knee. And we're going to roll over to our back from here. So keeping that left hand where it is, rolling over to your back. letting your right arm either extend or cactus to the side for a spinal twist here. If you need some support, bring a pillow underneath the knee. We want to try to keep our shoulders as close to the ground as possible. And these spinal twists are always great for releasing tension in the back and in the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, come back down to your belly. We'll get ready to do that on the other side. Slide your left knee up, perpendicular with your left hip or in line with your left hip. Bring the right hand on the outside of the left knee, threading that right arm underneath the left. Then let this left arm either cactus or extend to the side. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Extending that leg back out, and we're just gonna roll over onto our back here. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side a little bit. Then squeeze and hug the knees in as tight as you can. Lift the chest, curl into a tiny ball. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, release down into corpse pose, letting your feet reach the bottom of your mat, letting your arms rest at your sides, palms facing upward. And if you like, you can even come back to resting a hand on the chest and resting a hand on the belly. Just allow your body to relax again. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Coming back to your natural breath, letting go of any control you may be having or holding over the breath. Just let it flow through your body as it normally would, flowing with ease. And as you lay here, revisit that affirmation, that self-care, that self-love affirmation you said earlier in class. Spend a few moments here repeating it in your head. Really thinking about what that affirmation means to you and what self-care and self-love mean to you. Self-care and self-love are the foundations for us becoming better people. Not only for ourselves, but also for those around us. When we put time and energy into showing up for ourselves, making sure we're the best that we can be, we can show up for others in the same way. Take one final deep inhale. And exhale. And you can roll over onto your favorite side using your arm as a pillow. Let's take a moment or two here to reflect on your practice. And also show yourself some gratitude for practicing self-care and self-love today. And when you're ready, roll up to a comfortable seated position. And together we'll sweep our arms up with an inhale. Exhale the hands to heart center. Namaste. All right, thank you all for joining me for this short self-care practice. I hope you were able to get what you needed out of this practice, that you were able to cultivate those feelings of self-care and self-love during this short amount of time. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this practice. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box about becoming a member of my channel and the different perks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Peace and love.